What's going on, Jerome's first Minnesota Vikings padded practices in the books. Want to recap some of the action. Big props to all the beat writers out there grinding out in the August sun, the dog days of training camp. Woo. Yeah, absolutely love it, man. It feels like football's back. I mean, once they have the pads on and there's contact, baby. I love it, man. Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated. Pads are on. Football time. Justin Frinkin Jefferson looking good. Number 18. He's been shining at camp. Like, how can you already be the best wide receiver in the game and then you just keep getting better? Also, don't tell anyone. Kirk Cousins is looking like a bad man. Yeah, he's throwing a couple of interceptions, but this is when you calibrate. This is when you take chances. This is when you go outside your comfort zone. And Kirk Cousins has been dropping some dimes, man. Absolutely love and adore it. Kramer, Star Tribune, a Vikings quarterback pecking order in individual drills is Cousins, Mond, and Mannion. Now, this has been the pattern so far for the Vikings, where alternating practices, not alternating drills, not alternating drives. They alternate QB2 and QB3. So it's been Mond on Wednesday, Mannion on Thursday, Mond on Friday, Mannion on Saturday, no practice on Sunday, and then today it's Mond again. But now, eventually, you'll see a break in some of that order. I think they'll stop alternating at some point, and hopefully Mond will be that QB2. Would please. Just please. Our guy, Vikings Insider, Harrison Phillips just put Garrett Bradbury on the ground with a power rush. Phillips is strong, so they ran a lot of individual drills as well as they got on a lot of 11-on-11s to end practice, which is great for the fans because it's actual football. But, yeah, we knew this was going to happen. A, Harrison Phillips is a bad dude, and B, Garrett Bradbury and that one-on-one strength, still a little bit lacking. It is. So can we get Paige and Chris Reed to the first-team center position, or J.C. Treader one time? How's your health, bro? Come on, man. Come on. Insider continues. Christian Darrison's very good reps against all-pro Danielle Hunter, because that's the whole thing. Like, the Vikings do have a nice set of bookend tackles in Garrett and Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill, but practicing every single damn day against Danielle, against Za'Darius Smith, I mean, that's just going to make you better. And also, that's going to make Danielle and Za'Darius better, going up against two dudes every single day. It's fantastic, man. The whole iron sharpens iron. And then Seifert, first day of pads, Kevin Seifert, who is not Carl Gerbschmidt. First day of pads, and this is a spicy one-on-one session between wide receivers and cornerbacks. It's already been spicy. So, like, Andrew Booth Jr. and ISM have already gotten into it. And Andrew Booth Jr., he's not afraid to be chirpy. Like, I'm not ready to put him on Cortland Finnegan level yet, but he'll be talking. And wide receivers, they're no shrinking violets either, man. Like, they'll chirp back. It's great. You love the competitiveness. It gets the juices flowing. And man. But I mean, he's John with Justin Jefferson, and had to be separated from BC Johnson. I mean, BC is probably one of the most like cool customers, low key guys on the team. And if he's getting riled up, I love it, man. Also, I like that Booth ain't scared. Like, he knows Justin Jefferson. Like, he understands that he's already wide receiver one in this damn league, at least on this team for sure. It's like, hey, whatever. I'm going after the king. I'm swinging, man. It's great. Then Insider also continues to talk about tackles versus edge. Za'Darius Smith beat Pro Bowl right tackle Brian O'Neill a few times, 1-versus-1s. Smith looks healthy and dominant. Also, since they have talked about that they're going to be moving Za'Darius and Danielle around quite a bit, I actually think that it's going to be primarily Danielle on the blind side against left tackles, Za'Darius on the open side on the close side of the field against Brian O'Neill. Against right tackles, rather. So just getting used to this dynamic is going to be great to see. Plus, I mean, Brian O'Neill is a bad dude. Brian O'Neill is already one of the best young right tackles in the game. The fact that Za'Darius Smith is getting the best of them, hope that back, knock on wood, is going to be good to go. There you go. Speaking of hopefully good to go. So, Thomason, Vikings tight end Irv Smith Jr. leaving practice and with possible injury. No indication, though it might be anything serious. So, It was a tense 10-15 minutes extra. Irv Smith Jr. returned to the sideline still with his pads on, but no helmet. We'll see if he can get a status update after practice. Now, I am hoping, praying, rooting that it's something that's a non-issue, and hopefully they're just being overly cautious. Even if he misses practice for a couple of days, just being overly cautious, yes. And the fact that Irv, they came into training camp with zero restrictions on him. Didn't start on the pup. He was full go from the get-go. But he's still less than a year removed from that microfracture surgery. A meniscus surgery. It's one of the M surgeries on the knee, meniscus surgery that he had suffered injury in the preseason game against the Chiefs last year, missed the entire 2021 season. He needs to be healthy. He needs to be the guy, because I understand that Johnny Munt and Zach Davidson are still floating out there, but Irv is going to be tight end one. He's going to bust out this year, but he's got to stay healthy, man. And then Ekstrom, a Vikings play of the day. Eric Kendricks jumps a Kirk Cousins pass to Johnny Munt for a diving interception. The bigger story, maybe the reason why Munt was on the field, Irv Smith Jr. walked off with a trainer about 5 minutes ago. No limp, but still something to watch. Now, it's interesting that Johnny Munt was tight end 2, so he subbed in normal, huddling up, regular offense in for Irv Smith. But you'll get to in a second here. We'll get to the fact that Zach Davidson was in a 2-minute drill here in a sec. But the whole Eric Kendricks, he's old, he's aged. No, he's still the best coverage linebacker in the National Football League. Just getting after him. Let's get it, man. Ekstrom, 3 defensive forced fumbles today on ball carriers or receivers. It seems like there's a little extra emphasis on defenders punching at the football. And I feel like that's something that's been missing. Because, we were in division with Peanut Tillman, and that was his forte, just punting and punching the ball. Every single time he's got the opportunity, just popping it out. Because those can be game changers. Because we all talk about, what about strip sacks? What about interceptions? All that stuff. Those are great. But what about, hey, when you're about to tackle the ball carrier, just punching out that football. Strange things can happen. So I'm glad that they're probably putting an emphasis on that. Ed Dontel talking about turnovers, getting it, because those could be absolute game changers in an actual game. And the insider, Kellen Mond throws a dime to rookie wide receiver Jalen Naylor across the field for a big gain. Yeah, Speedy Naylor, I think that his run after catch ability is something to watch for, man, because I think that him and his change of direction skills, I think that's what makes him a really good punt returner. He's still in the thick of that competition. But the fact that once he gets his mitts on the football, just him after the catch, he is special. He's absolutely special, man. Gessling, Star Tribune. Vikings end a red zone drill with Kirk Cousins finding Adam Thielen late in the down after stepping up in the pocket. Then KJ made a diving catch near the pylon for a touchdown. Good to see. Also, slick hurry up from Cousins and the ones 5 for 5 with connections to Zach Davidson. More on him in a second. Adam Thielen, BC Johnson, and a 20-yard fade to KJ for a touchdown through a congested pocket. Drive took just a minute and a second off the clock. And KJ, he's fired up, man. He did like the Gronk spike, and then he was yelling at the ref too. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, man. The touchdown, so beautiful ball up the sideline for 20 yards with Cameron Dantzler in solid coverage. And yeah, the whole thing about, hey, the offense has the advantage today, the defense had the advantage the other day, whatever. But iron sharpens iron, and the Vikings wide receiver room as well as cornerback room, they can only improve by just getting after it every single day. And then also, insider, Zach Davidson is running with the ones during the 2-minute drill. He has been targeted 3 times already, coming down with all of them. So it's interesting. So Irv, obviously he would have been in a 2-minute drill, but the fact that Irv went out and Johnny Munt was tight end 2 when they're in the normal offense, huddle up, blah, 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 get to the line. But Zach Davidson, he's a super athletic kid, and I think that him being in a 2-minute drill does make sense because it's a finite set of plays, and also you're stressing athleticism as well as stretching the field. I think Zach Davidson would do that a little bit better than Johnny Munt. So it's interesting that they did that on the fly, and then Davidson had himself a catch in the 2-minute drill as well. But that's something to watch for. So maybe the tight end room, Irv, healthy, knocking on all the wood, is going to be that tight end 1, and then Munt and Davidson could be splitting up some of that work. Munt more of that, doing some more of the grunt work, more of the blocking skills, more of the H-back type guy. Zach Davidson could be that true blue move tight end, which was his forte coming out of Central Missouri State University, besides his punting. Besides punting, it's pretty good, man. But that's it. That's recapping the Vikings' first padded practice on Monday. Offense looking pretty damn good. But I'm glad clacking those pads is back again. Feels like football is this close to being back. We're in August. Let's go. There we go. But your thoughts are thoughts. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.